Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about identifying linear equations as different types of solutions, okay? So we've got one solution, no solutions, and infinitely many solutions. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to identify those and be able to solve types of problems like this. So what we're going to do is kind of an example and then some little key features of each of these. So for our first one, we've got 5 times 2x plus 1 equals 5. Okay. Now if we were going to solve this, what we could do is we would distribute. Okay, remember we would multiply everything in the parentheses times that 5. Okay, and so we can continue to solve this. I'd subtract 5 on both sides. So I've got 10x equaling 0. And x equals 0. Okay, and so what I'm looking for in something that is one solution is a variable on one side and a constant on the other. And what that means is that we've got just x equals 0, y equals 12. That's all there is, okay? We just have a definite answer, okay? And so something that could be with one solution is this equation. Now when we start off, we don't see a variable on one side and a constant on the other, but we need to simplify first, okay? Combine like terms and solve, okay? And that's how we can figure out if it's one solution. If we were to get stuck, then maybe it would be one of these other two, okay? But I could subtract my 3x on both sides, and I'd have 2x plus 1 equaling 7, and from there we can find out that, yes, we will have one solution. Okay. Now, for our no solution, you might see no solution in your textbook or in test look like a circle with a line through it. And that's just mathematicians being kind of lazy. Maybe they're just really awesome because they don't want to take all the time to write no solution. This is much quicker, okay? Mathematicians love shortcuts, so if we can do it, we're going to do it. Okay, and so with this, we've got another example. And what we're looking at this specifically is our terms, our terms with our variables. Okay, and so with this, we see this one has a negative 4x, and here we also have a negative 4x. So we're looking for same terms on both sides. And remember, terms means the coefficient, that's the number in the front, and the variable, that's the letter. Okay, so we're looking for same terms on both sides and different constants. And that just means here I've got a plus 7, here I've got a plus 2. Those are not the same. Okay, so that's our big thing here. So another way to look at this would be maybe something like this. Right now, just looking at it, I don't have same terms, different constants. I've got different constants, different terms, okay? But we would need to simplify this, okay? Try to simplify this, and then we can look. Okay, and now we see, oh, yeah, I do have same terms, different constants, okay? So we don't even have to finish solving this because we already know the answer, okay? It'd be no solution. All right, now for our infinitely many solutions. I kind of like to think of this as being the exact opposite of no solution, okay? And you might see this being written as that double R that we learned in video 2, or Some people will even just write an infinity sign, okay? And either of those will work. Now this one might seem like kind of a trick question, but 2x plus 5 equals 2x plus 5. It's the same thing on both sides. That's how you can tell that it's going to be infinitely many solutions. Okay, so your little key point here is everything's the same, okay? Your constants are the same, your variables and your coefficients. Okay, those three things are the same things. So again, if we look at another example, at first sight, it doesn't look like it's the same because we have those parentheses. But after distributing, we can see, oh yeah, this is the same. Okay, and then you could just say all real numbers. All right, so now that we've learned those three, we're going to do three real quick examples. Okay, so for this first one, always make sure to get rid of those parentheses, okay? Get those out of the way. They're kind of blocking out the fun. Okay, and from this, it kind of seems a little easy. I've got a negative 8x on both sides and a negative 32 on both sides. So that's just going to be all real solutions. Okay, moving on to our next one, go ahead, distribute both sides, or distribute that 4. We might have to do a little more work on this problem. Okay, so here we want to get our variables on one side, so I'm going to subtract my 2x. And you could subtract the 4x if you want, but that would have more negatives than what I want. If I can not have a negative in a problem, I'm going to have that. Okay, and now we're just kind of solving just like we did in video 2. Okay, and we get x equals 5. Okay, that would be our one solution. All right, and for our last problem, here we're going to have to distribute on both sides of the equal sign, so I'll just do one side at a time. So here I've got negative 4y plus 8, and this is going to be negative 4y plus 14. Okay. Now, if you're not sure what to do next, just keep solving. Okay. So I'm going to subtract 6 on both sides, or subtract 8 on both sides, and get negative 4y equals negative 4y plus 6. And then hopefully we can see, oh yeah, after I add my 4y, I'm just going to get 0 equals 6. And hopefully we all know that's not true. So this would be no solution. All right. So these are one solution, no solution, and infinitely many solutions.